my take of the game last night was that, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Like, it doesn't. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Who cares?
I mean, he's
Like,
still trying out players. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
looking
Like, it's
at
like
what
I
he's got.
don't know. That's why I also wasn't so invested in watching the game all night, because I'm like, I felt like I saw enough. What time did you turn off the game?
At the second goal. So what is
Me
that?
too.
The 71st.
Me too. Me too. Actually, I literally turned that shit off. I was like, I'm alright. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, but I want to obviously be real with the situation, right?
Okay, yeah. I have thoughts too on the realness.
He's vetting the process and the players. So he's given a player list, right? Starters and second string, if you will. And first string met his either criteria or it didn't. That's why they didn't even fly to Mexico.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
And the ones that did go from the first game means he didn't get enough of you.
Okay.
Like, didn't visually see what, enough to solidify, whatever.
Right. Needed a little bit more.
Yeah, he needed a little bit more info.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fully expect for him to start chopping motherfuckers off.
After this game, yeah.
Yeah. Because you could see the difference in what the starters bring and what the bench brings.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away anything from Mexico either, because that free kick was fucking sick.
Yeah.
So that was going to go in against the starters regardless, right?
Yeah. There is nothing you could have done with that. I know it deflected. The ball deflected off a player, and then it went in. But yeah, I mean, that was no one was stopping it. It's crazy enough that he got fingers on it. If you saw the replay, he manages to touch it and it still went in.
Dude, it's
Golazo for sure. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. When I watched him, I know because we were texting. One of the things that, like you said, was that they can't. The talent is so wide between the two of them, the two teams.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is that when you put in subs is, all right, man, this dude's gonna change the game, give me, a new look within, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, right? That's what every sub is, or kind of bolster up, kind of like a booster is what you are as a sub. That's not the case for the US. You kind of you leave a hole. They're starting to leave holes. So I like what I saw from certain players, I guess you can say.
Who'd you like that
I
stood
didn't
out?
know that. I think his name is Tillman or Malik Tillman or something like that.
Hang on.
Here it is. Hold on. I still got the lineups in, boy.
Malik Tillman?
Malik Tillman. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now apparently he plays for PSG. So he plays at a big level club, right? We all know, and I think the world knows how they feel about PSG, but that's besides the point. It's a good thing that an American gets there. I was also listening to the commenters talk about Aiden Morris and his creativity and what he brings to the team. I did not see that, but
so not a fan.
I'm not a fan. And obviously, even the second goal, Tim Ream did mess it up. He should have cleared that instead of trying to dribble it out.
I think not for nothing, but I think he's a little too old too. It's not like he didn't.
They're looking for their CB pairing, and Pochettino's looking for that.
He did. He just last season he was playing in the Premier League, so it wasn't. The drop shouldn't be that heavy, but now he plays in the MLS now, and I don't know. If it's the best that we have, then whatever. Like, my take of the game last night was that, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Like, it doesn't. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Who cares?
He's still trying out players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like I don't know. That's why I also wasn't so invested in watching the game all night, because I'm like, I felt like I saw enough. Yeah. It wasn't like I saw 5 minutes and then I clocked out. No, I saw enough, and then I was like, it's late. I don't know what the fuck's up with these games being up at 10:30. Like, that shit's ridiculous. Like, I was out. I was like, okay, I want to go to sleep. So I felt like that was kind of the whole thing too. I'm like, okay, they lost, but they're also like most of the B squad was playing, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get against a team like Mexico that hasn't been playing well for a minute, but they're like on the upswing right now because of their new coach, and they have a lot to prove. Plus, they're playing at home. They were playing at Guadalajara,
Mm-hmm.
so like,
That's how you say it.
yeah, that's how you say it. That's how I heard it. And so I don't know, like, not a big deal for me. It wasn't like, oh man, like we
I
suck or
I
whatever.
kind of
I
think
don't know.
Pochettino's probably going to do some more scouting what Americans can come in,
Mm-hmm.
um, including bringing maybe youthful Americans too. For example, a Kramashki, Benjamin
Mm-hmm.
Kramaski, see what he brings. Because I think it's time for them to start, or at least start playing more minutes than what we've seen from these other players.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a worldwide search. The thing is, I'm not in. I don't have kind of like the oh, there's this one kid somewhere. I know there's that 17-year-old, right? Where's that 17-year-old that just like got signed to where? You know what I'm talking
Kevin
about?
Sullivan,
Yeah, that's the kid. Yeah.
I think he's 14. He's not there yet.
Oh Jesus. Well,
Yeah.
that's like the what I've those are like as much as
Well,
I've heard.
I've seen him play.
Mm.
Um, he's signed to Man City. I think he leaves in next year or 2 years. He still got two
I
years for him to leave.
look. I don't. I feel like this World Cup coming up, it's going to be a big deal in terms of like having players and new kids, and it's going to start a new. I feel like a new generation of kids.
Hmm.
It's going to start snowballing into this new thing that America's going to become. There's going to be pre this World Cup and then after. For me, it's what it feels like.
Well, I
I
mean,
want to
I,
predict that.
I agree with you to a certain point, unless we like normal USA thing is, and we fire him before he needs to be and develop
I don't.
enough.
I just don't. I don't think that's going to happen though. I don't think that's
Okay.
going to happen. I mean, it. I mean, could it? Of course, it could. The U.S. Federation doesn't seem to know what the fuck they're doing for the most part. But them getting this guy is a change because I know some of the leadership has changed, so it is something different for sure. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel like the U.S. in this round, up until the World Cup, I feel like they're gonna punch above their weight for sure, but nothing that I would say is shocking. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like they're not gonna. I think they'll probably get to the round of 16. You know, I feel like that's as high as they go, and they either make it to the round of eight or they get or they that's where it's between the 16 and 8. I feel like they're gonna get there. I feel,
Okay.
and that's aiming high. I feel like
Hmm.
they'll get there. That's I
Okay.
don't know. That's my
I
prediction.
mean, it obviously depends what group they're in. Because if they get,
That's what I mean. There's too many variables to like
look,
to really
I
feel like
also want to, I also
and
want
it's not
to.
dependent on this game either. I'm not like
No. I think everyone's kind of like fucking giving Pochettino. They're like, oh, he lost his first game, dude. No one cared right now. He didn't even bring the starters. He has a
if
whole
you
list
don't
of injured.
if you don't watch soccer, it's like who gives a shit
It
about
meant
this?
something
Like
for the
the players,
the players, right? That want to prove that I can make this squad,
yeah,
but they fell short, right?
yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
Pochettino now
they couldn't handle.
has a vision to be like, okay, look, I brought the secondary team and they didn't work for me. So time to start building a new secondary and
Hmm.
build off the first team. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm not.
Let's not don't think too much into this, guys. It's literally one game lost. He also on the first team didn't have a lot of the players. McKinney, Weah, uh, Tyler Adams,
Test.
Dest. There's a bunch of them hurt. Balogun
Yeah,
is still hurt. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah. No,
Balogun,
I'm not.
I was reading today. Balogun seems like he won't make it back till March.
I'm not like I'm not tripping about injuries or any of that stuff, there's more than enough time for Poch to get things in order. I just don't feel like there's enough depth in the
That's what it is.
USA as
That's what
in
it is.
general.
The
Yeah,
depth isn't strong.
in general. Like I
No.
can't tell you like, oh man, this kid over here and then this kid. There's maybe like a two or three maybe that are the outliers. It's like, oh, they could be good additions to the team, but there's not the strongest team is the one that's currently set as the first team, and then maybe two or three off the bench because whatever. But like that's kind of it. Like there is no they don't have an England problem. They don't have an Argentina problem. They don't have any major Brazil problem. Like you don't even like they have too many players that they don't even know who they need to bring. That's why
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
gets so pissed because they're like, "How'd you leave so and so out?" And it's just like, "Well, yeah, how the fuck did you leave so and so out?" We don't have that problem. We don't have enough. That's why I think that after the World Cup, the dynamics of this whole thing is going to change. I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of new kids growing up on all this that's been coming up. You're going to see the team transform to like a new way, and that's cool and exciting. But like the reality of it is that we're probably not gonna, we're gonna get as far as we've probably gotten. I really don't think and it's not to say that it's a bad thing. You got to think about who we're competing against.
I
Take the
I'm
USA team right now and take the best team in the world of France, of
Argentina.
Brazil, Argentina, right?
Argentina. Brazil's on a. I mean, that's for another topic. They're not. They're
All
not.
right,
I'd
the
put
USA
Argentina like a France.
best. Okay, the best. Everyone's healthy. Best USA, best Argentina. Who wins that game? Right. And there's a million common. It's not even that the players are technically better or anything. There's a mentality thing. There's just some there. It's more. It's like there's so much experience there too. It's a bunch of stuff, and it's just like the USA is not ready for that kind of. They're not there yet. Though maybe they'll get there. Like I said, for the World Cup, I think after the World Cup, it's going to be a different mindset team. They're going to be older. I don't know. Anyway, they need to stop putting on these games so damn late. I know that, but the international break's over. Like we'll get back to European games soon enough.
we go back this weekend.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much our like post Mexico versus USA game chat. Thank you everyone for listening and watching and subscribing. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Bye, everybody. Suck it.
All right.